Learn how to make a classic vanilla cake. What are we using? We're using 250 grams of margarine. Okay, then we are going to use also a 1.5 cup of sour milk. We'll be using 6 eggs, 1.5 cup of castor sugar. We'll also add 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 375 grams of cake flour. Okay, let's get started. So to start with, I'm using wooden spoon, and this is 500 grams. So I'm going to measure in the middle here. If you're not very sure, please use your scale. So I'll place my butter in there. This is the method. So when I place my butter, I will beat the butter for about 3 to 4 minutes. If you don't have an electric mixer, you can just use a whisker, or you can use your wooden cooking stick. When it's silky like that, we're going to add our sugar, and we're going to beat it for some good 6 to 8 minutes at high speed. Okay, so when your sugar is dissolved, it looks quite creamy like that. We'll start adding in 1 egg at a time. So I'm using my scooper or spatula or scraper to remove everything else. This is a silicone type. It's very handy. Okay, so I will break in 1 egg. You can break the egg in a plate or something to avoid the shells from breaking in. But if you're good at breaking eggs, you can go ahead and do it that way. So when I break one, I'll turn this on. I'll beat for a minute. I'll break in another egg. I'll break in another egg. Together. Remember, we are adding eggs one at a time. I'll break in another. When thoroughly mixed, I'll break in another egg. Remember, we are using 6 eggs. we are breaking our thick egg. And our last egg. That's our sixth egg. I'll mix this together thoroughly. At this point, I'll turn off the mixer. This time I'll put okay, so there we go. This time I'm putting away the mixer completely. Okay, so this is already sieved 375 grams of flour. This is cake flour, and I'll add the baking powder. So we are adding 2 teaspoons, 1, 2.5 teaspoons, 2.5. Okay, so I'll mix this together thoroughly. Then I'll start to add in bits. I'll add the first part of my flour. Now at this point, I'm not using the mixer. I'll either use my spatula, or you can also use your wooden cooking stick. So I'll use my spatula. I'm folding in the flour. Why am I not using a mixer? The mixer sometimes has a tendency of over mixing. So we are making a cake batter and not a cake dough. Okay, then we'll add milk. Okay, so every time you're baking, you need to turn on your oven 15 minutes before. Preheat your oven. Why do we preheat the oven? Okay, I'll answer that soon. So your cake batter should start to look like this. I'll add the last part of the flour. I'll mix this thoroughly together. Okay. I'll add this. An extra amount. Remember we said 1.5, so I'll add a bit more of the sour milk. I'll add half of it. Okay, your cake batter should start to look like this. And guess what? We are adding vanilla essence at the last. That's the last thing that we are adding. So I'll add the remaining half of our sour milk. So if the type of butter you're using is not very fatty, you can add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil at the end. But if it has enough fat, like the wooden spoon margarine that I'm using, that one is good enough. That fat is good enough. Okay, so got that. So your vanilla essence, you can use the clear one, you can use the one that looks brownish, reddish, any brand depending on what you like. Okay, I'll add a bit more of it. Remember, this is a vanilla cake, so you could add as desirable, maybe 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons, depends. Okay, so I'll mix this thoroughly together. Okay, cake batter should look like this. Yep. So at this moment, we'll put our cake batter in our tins, then we can bake for about 30 to 45 minutes at 150 to 180 degrees. Okay, so these are nicely greased pans. If you like, you can weigh so that you just have the same size of the cakes, the same weight. Doing like this, it's still fine. Okay. So with my scraper, I will scrape off everything. Voila, we're done. We'll let it bake now. We preheat the oven, so we preheated the oven. We'll place it at 180. We'll place our cakes like that. You can place your timer if your oven has a timer, and if your oven is very effective, you can just put 150 degrees. That's okay.